thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is alleging that under President Donald Trump, the United States and Israel will reach an understanding in the coming weeks regarding the curbing of settlement construction in the West Bank. The Israeli PM has just had his first official meeting with American envoy Jason Greenblatt, and they're expected to meet again this week before he leaves. The first meeting was described by Netanyahu at a press conference this morning as, quote, good and thorough, and is reported to have been primarily about the Israeli settlement policy. Netanyahu continued to say that he, quote, can't say that we finished or summed things up, we are in a process, but a process of true and sincere dialogue in the positive meaning of the word, end quote. The details of the agreement are not yet available to the press, but an Israeli official with ties to the U.S.-Israel settlement talks says that, quote, there's no blank check from Trump for construction in the settlements, and that was known from the first minute Netanyahu entered the White House. We are looking for the common denominator with the Americans that will allow construction on the one hand, and on the other, promote the Trump administration diplomatic moves in many areas, end quote. Palestinians also say that Trump is going to make a historic offer to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas next month, when the two leaders are slated to meet at the White House. A senior official in Abbas's ruling Fatah party claims that the deal will include a halt to Israeli settlement expansion in the West Bank and a guarantee that the United States will not relocate its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The Palestinian people seem unconvinced, however, that Trump can bring about a peaceful resolution to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. In a survey conducted by the Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research, only 9% of respondents believe that Trump can actually relaunch Israeli-Palestinian peace negotiations, and that even if he could, 58% of Palestinians don't believe that the PA should return to direct negotiations without preconditions. 31% of Palestinians believe that the Trump administration will exacerbate Palestinian-Israeli tensions, leading to a flare-up of violence. The survey was conducted among 1,270 respondents and had a margin of error of 3%. During his presidential campaign, Trump repeatedly promised to move the United States Embassy to Jerusalem. So far, Washington has yet to confirm any details, or even that such a historic move will take place. This morning, police have arrested and searched the offices and homes of 13 people, including a former high-ranking IDF officer, following a months-long deep corruption probe into the Israeli aerospace industries. The probe was conducted by Lahav 433, an elite anti-corruption police unit. Among those arrested were employees of I.A.I. and of private companies that were contracted to work with I.A.I., like the former IDF officer. A number of other people were also detained for investigation, but as of yet have not been arrested. Those arrested for criminal activities include board members, managers, and junior staff. Police referred to the suspects as those that are supposed to be gatekeepers and advisors. Many of those arrested are set to appear before a judge in Rishon LeZion later today. The United States Justice Department has today announced that it is seeking the extradition of Ahlam Ahmad al-Tamimi for conspiring to use a weapon of mass destruction outside the U.S. against United States nationals. The case was filed in 2013 and announced today. Tamimi was originally sentenced to life in prison in 2003 for the August 9, 2001 suicide bombing of a Sbarro pizzeria in Jerusalem, resulting in the death of 15 and the injury of over 120. Two of the murdered victims were United States nationals. Tamimi orchestrated the attack, chose the location, and even walked the suicide bomber with the bomb and a guitar into the pizzeria. She was later released from Israeli prison in the exchange deal with Hamas for soldier Gilad Shalit in 2011. She then moved to Jordan. The Justice Department charges that Tamimi is an unrepentant terrorist who agreed to carry out attacks on behalf of Hamas. The FBI has added al-Tamimi to the terrorist most wanted list, and the Justice Department added that today's charges act as a reminder that the United States never forgets about those accountable for attacking its citizens. Israeli police are today releasing Khalil Tufakji, a prominent Palestinian cartographer and former Palestinian peace negotiator, from their custody. The police yesterday burst into Tufakji's office, confiscating his computer and files. They claim he'd been conducting official research for the Palestinian Authority on Israeli land archives. Police allege that Tufakji had been actively collecting details on East Jerusalem Palestinians who intended to sell properties to Israelis, and was then giving those details to the Palestinian security forces. For Palestinians, selling homes to Israelis is considered an act of treason. Tufakji denies any wrongdoing, saying he runs a foreign-funded NGO and has no direct links to the PA. Police have said that he will be allowed to reopen his office later this week.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.